Did you know Australia has 22.7 million people, while the country also harbors nearly 200 million rabbits there? That means nearly 9 times the human population. These rabbits have caused so much destruction in Australia that the government has declared them a destructive species. Where rabbits are harmful creatures for Australia, and they have tried every possible way to get rid of them. China has imported more than 4 million rabbits in the last 30 years. Not to eat them, but to conduct a unique experiment in the Kibbuchi Desert. And the result that came out left the whole world shocked. When fertile green land is stripped away and turned into desert, this process is called desertification. And its biggest victim is the Kibbuchi Desert in China. There was a time when the Kibbuchi Desert was expanding at a rate of 500,000 acres annually. That means every year this desert was also swallowing up nearly 500,000 acres of fertile land. At that time, China pulled out all the stops and tried to reduce this rate of desertification. In the 1950s and 1960s, many projects began. Control stations were built and desert sand fences installed. Still, this sea of sand defied control. Then one day, a local entrepreneur named Wang Wenbiao changed everything. He invested his own money in a bizarre idea. He started arranging dry shrubs in square shapes over several hundred acres of desert and began planting willow trees between them, which we call willows. Willow is a type of tree that can survive without water because its roots go down 300 feet in the desert to search for water. This wood is used for making paper and furniture. But only if these trees can survive in the desert. The strong winds in the Kibbuchi Desert blow the sand around, causing the trapped moisture to evaporate. And to protect the willow plants from these strong winds, shrubs were planted around them. Initially, everyone laughed at Wang. Look at this, who plants trees in a desert? But no one was aware of Wang's intentions. Everything went well for the next 3 years, but then a new issue arose. The willow trees now needed special care. If they wanted to sell to the paper and furniture industry, it was necessary to immediately cut the new branches of the tree, so that the main trunk of the tree would become thicker. But doing this work in the desert was very difficult and expensive. And this is where the story takes a new turn. This was the point where rabbits entered the picture. Especially Rex rabbits became a part of this story. Rex rabbit is a special breed whose fur is exactly like that of an otter or mink. It is very soft, expensive, and used in making luxury clothing. But why were the rabbits brought here? Because one small habit of theirs changed the Kibbuchi ecosystem. Rex rabbits like to eat the new branches sprouting from willow trees. When they kept eating the new and thin branches, the main trunk of the tree became thicker, which the paper industry people bought at high prices. Rabbits ate, supplied pulp. Win-win. Environment, economy, just beginning. The roots of the willow tree go 300 feet underground. These roots started enhancing the sand's structural stability, and the benefit was that during strong winds, the sand no longer blew away, and the moisture trapped inside did not evaporate. Meanwhile, the rabbits began to show their true prowess. Rex waste, prized fertilizer, most prolific. One female gives birth to 50 bunnies in a year. That means their reproduction rate is quite high. More rabbits, more droppings, richer soil. In no time, the sand turned into fields where organic vegetables also began to be grown. One more important feature of Rex rabbits also played a crucial role in this miracle. Another feature was that they could digest grass, but not the seeds of the grass. Due to this, the seeds came out as is with their droppings, and after some time, the grass also started to multiply. That means the rabbits not only maintained the willow trees, but also grew grass. And eventually, their fur began to be sold at high prices. This process became a self-sustaining cycle. Rabbits literally started to green the desert. After the success of this experiment, Wang did not stop there. He rented 100 bulldozers and started leveling the sand dunes in the desert. He filled the pits, leveled the ground, and also started planting willow trees on it. During this period, locals were urged to raise Rex rabbits. With help from the Chinese government, he brought in millions and handed them to residents. Soon, every home effectively turned into a small farm. 10 years. Sand to green. Kubuchi Desert. 18,000. .600 square kilometers, of which, according to the UN report, 3%, or 6,250 square kilometers, has become green. This is the result of more than 30 years of effort. Due to this change, the Kubuchi Desert is now known as an ecological marvel instead of the Sea of Death. But here, not only the environment, people's lives have changed too. The Chinese government invested 3 billion yuan here, which amounts to approximately $400 million. And with this money, new villages were built here and new employment was provided to people in the desert. Today, hundreds of thousands of acres of desert here are providing people with livelihoods. More than 2,000 farms are operating, and 3 million Rex rabbits are shipped every year. The average annual income per farmer has reached $9,600. That means the people who were once fleeing the desert have now become wealthy here. According to one estimate, the lives of 10,000 people have changed. In 2017, when media reporters came here, they saw that the environment here had become 10 times better than before. Tree, plants, grass, animals, humans move in one rhythm. But here, one question must be arising in everyone's mind. If rabbits can turn the desert green again, why are they dangerous in Australia? In fact, there were no rabbits in Australia until 1859. Then a British person released only 24 rabbits here so that their population would increase, and then the British came here to hunt them. After 70 years, their population increased so much that it went out of control. Rabbits in Australia live in their natural habitat, while in China, they are kept in a controlled environment. They are managed only to the extent that benefits everyone. That's why rabbits are a menace in Australia, while they are a blessing in China. But the story of the Kubuchi Desert doesn't end here. This is where the world's largest solar power image was built, known as the Jumna Solar Power Plant. It spans 6,000 acres. This plant is made up of about 5 million solar panels, which form the shape of a running horse when viewed from space. According to the Guinness World Record, it is the world's largest solar panel image. By 2022, this plant had generated 2.3 billion kilowatt-hours of energy. China reported 760,000 tons of coal and produced 1.8 million tons less CO2. And if you think that this power plant only generates electricity, you are absolutely wrong. This plant also fights desertification. Sunlight does not fall under the panels. Therefore, evaporation is reduced, which is why grass is grown here. And rabbits are also kept here to trim it. Rex breed. Rabbits eat the grass and also plant new grass seeds with their droppings. In this way, not only is desertification being reduced, but free energy is also produced. And in the end, rabbit fur also sells at high prices, and due to the panels, the speed of strong winds here has decreased by up to 50%. Less sand gets displaced, and as a result, Little by little, new land is becoming fertile on its own. If you go to the Kubuchi Desert today, sheep, goats, ducks, and rabbits live together. There is grass under the panels and clusters of willows around. No one could have imagined that the Sea of Death would ever be called the Sea of Life, and it all started with the proper use of one small rabbit. Today, researchers around the world are calling this model an eco-economic revolution. According to one report, 50% of the world's area is desert, and 40% of the area is fighting desertification. Today, along with Europe, America is also trying to learn from China's eco-economic revolution. The message of the Kubuchi Desert is clear. If humans and nature work together, even a sea of death can be turned into a garden of life. I hope you all will like and share this video. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.